Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about an oldie but goodie, the GTX 980. Now this card released 6 years ago, and at its time it was one of the top tier cards for gaming. But how well has this card fared over the last 6 years? We're going to dive in and find out. Now this card, specifically the EVGA variant, has 4 gigs of VRAM and some other stats I'm going to put up right here. Times have changed over the last few years, in which the top tier cards now have 8 gigs of VRAM as compared to this card's 4 gigs. Now 6 years ago, 4 gigs was more than enough to handle the games that came out at that time, but we'll see how well this card has fared over the last couple years in regards to modern games. I picked this card up on EVGA's website for $100, but this card can actually be had in the used market for anywhere between $120 to $200. Now for that price point, I would expect killer 1080p gaming, but we'll see in the benchmarks just how well this card is. For the testing rig, I decided to use the same configuration as the RX 570 video that I recently did, which you can check up right here. It's rocking an Intel i7 6700 with 8 gigs of RAM inside an old NZXT S340 case. Now let's jump into the benchmarks and see how well this card performs. Alright guys, first game up is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and at its highest preset I got 62.4 frames per second with 1% lows of 37.1. Dropping it down to its second highest preset, I got 73.5 frames per second with 1% lows of 44.5. Grand Theft Auto 5 at its highest preset netted me 77.6 frames per second with 1% lows of 50.2, and dropping it down to its second highest netted me 82 frames per second with 1% lows of 61.6. Overwatch at its highest preset gave me 67.5 frames per second with 1% lows of 58.1, and dropping it down to its second highest netted me 73.1 frames per second with 1% lows of 65.7. Fortnite gave me 71.9 frames per second at its highest preset, and dropping it down to its second highest gave me 118.6 frames per second with 1% lows of 48.3. Warzone was a very tough game to play here. I had horrible stuttering issues, but at its highest preset I got 69.4 frames per second, and I did not include 1% lows in this one. Dropping it down to a second highest gave me 78.7 frames per second. And lastly, Forza Horizon 4 netted me 73.2 frames per second at its highest preset with 1% lows of 59.4, and dropping it down to its second highest preset netted me 92 frames per second with 1% lows of 72.2. So based on the numbers that we just saw, I'm a little bit disappointed in this card. I expected a little bit more performance for the current price that it's asking for. Now yes, you can make the argument that it only has 4 gigs of VRAM or the fact that it's 6 years old at this point, but considering that it's going for over $120 and even up to $200 in the used market, this is not a good deal. If you compare these numbers to the RX 570, they are neck and neck. And the RX 570 can be had than less than what the GTX 980 is going for today. The RX 570 performs just as well in these benchmarks, but you can find this card for less than $100 easily on the used market. For the current used prices, the GTX 980 is not a good deal right now, and I would definitely look elsewhere. Now, if you receive this card as a hand-me-down, then that's a good thing. By all means, pop it into your used rig and use it, and you will have 1080p gaming easily without a hitch. But if you're looking for a used card and you're looking specifically for a GTX 980, anything over $100 I would say is not a good deal. You can easily find an RX 570 or even an RX 580 for around $100, which is still less than what this card is going for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more content coming soon. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.